CRN co-founder Kimberly Dvorak, streaming live at, well, let me find that over here. There it is, Periscope.com. It pops up right there every once in a while. Periscope.com, and of course, Facebook. You know, you talk about, you know, the border, right?
Yeah.
And there was a federal judge that blocked last Friday President Donald Trump from building sections of his long-sought border wall with money secured under his declaration of a national emergency. And this was the U.S. District Judge Haywood Gillum Jr. And his order applies to two projects that were scheduled to begin as early as last Saturday and replace 51 miles of fence in two areas on the Mexican border. Now, I don't think that fell into the category of the one that was announced yesterday, this private group that built a half-mile wall on the second U.S.-Mexico border in New Mexico. And it was all donations, I guess, 18-foot high.
Yeah. Well, it's the, first of all, the judge, apparently, I guess he doesn't believe that America should have a border with 100,000 plus migrants coming into our country every month. And he doesn't think the president has the authority to, I guess, sign executive orders. Not certain that I read anything from this guy that he was, blocking all of President Obama's executive orders out there and trying to get the information out fast and furious, and the IRS scan, all these other things that President Obama was a part of. It's pretty shocking that, the construction was about ready to be underway, and this judge puts a temporary order on it, which means this will have to go to the Supreme Court. It takes time, and this is just another Democratic stalling point. So when it comes closer to the election, they can say none of the wall has been built. In the meantime, we have this a group that rose $22 million to build border wall, and this was all the donations were from Americans who wanted to have the wall built. And this young veteran who's a triple amputee came out and in December started this, raised the $22 million, and was getting hassled by the folks at GoFundMe because his original, I guess, thing was that we're raising $1 billion, and they haven't got to that point yet. And so they're trying to dismantle that, and claiming that there was no construction. And of course, here on Memorial Day weekend, we see that some of this wall and border fencing is going up on private land, and then he's got to kind of go through you have to release it for $1 a year, and they can't necessarily give it back to the government. So they still have some logistics on figuring out how to do that.
Sorry about that. Yeah. For some reason you were heading in and out. Bad signals. It's probably the other side is sending pigeons up to block our signal or something. Yeah.
So he's started, the construction has commenced along the border, and it's no thanks to the the U.S. government. It's thanks to American people who are actually putting their money out there and having this wall built.
They were saying that they built it, the section was built faster, likely more cheaply than the government's been able to manage in recent years. On this GoFundMe, did I see something on an email or something from you that I do not have, where people can, is the GoFundMe still in action?
Yes, it is.
Still up and running?
Yeah, they can, go to GoFundMe and build the wall. They type it in and they can donate. And I've talked to a lot of people here in San Diego just over the weekend that, they said that, they think that they should be able to donate and get a tax deduction for this. And they donate a lot more money than just the average cost. I believe the average donation is somewhere in the $60 to $70 range. But you've got a lot of people who have money and said, if it's tax deductible, I'd give them $10,000 to build the wall. So, it just shows you that people who do live along the border region, they're prepared to actually pay for it. And it's pretty sad that our country and our government, and, in D.C., there will be no lawmakers in town for the next 10 days. That's why I'm back in San Diego. Nobody's working. We have all these pressing issues, migrants crossing, they're bringing diseases, there's no money to take care of them. I mean, There are all these issues, and everybody's home hanging out with their family and not taking care of the business of what they were actually elected to do, represent their constituents.
Yeah, but see, I think you cut out again. I can see your lips are moving. But anyway, it's the Democrats, because as I always say, they've got to get it in their little head sooner or later, Hillary lost. But, right now their primary thing is investigating the investigators who did the investigation and they didn't get the results they wanted. And their insurance policy, that would be Hillary's dossier that she paid for from Steele. That didn't work out. And now I heard this morning, I guess it was on Fox, that one of the Democrats, it might have even been Tlaib, talking about, well, the Republicans are not concerned with working with Congress on doing anything, da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's the old, Alinsky book. Blame them, the other side, for things you're doing, and tell the lie enough that pretty soon they start believing it. And I'm going to tell you, listeners, if you think that the Republicans aren't trying to get stuff done, yeah, they are. But Nancy and Schumer's being a little quiet, kind of strangely. But anyway, they just say, no, we're not going to talk to you. We hate Trump. We hate Trump. We hate Trump. And we're going to win in 2020 because we hate Trump.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, take this. Democrats, I've been going to a lot of different luncheons and seminars that is primarily, run by Democrats in D.C. And they actually, these people who are, making things happen in the D.C. area, they actually understand this. They're like, we need to talk to these congressmen and senators. We can't run on we hate Trump. We can't run on impeach Trump. We need to start running on issues because the president's busy checking off the things on his list. And, so the powers that be are saying that, they realize and recognize that they need to run on healthcare. They need to build up that, they call it the fervor and the anger that is kind of similar to what happened with the Republicans in the Tea Party movement in 2010. They need to capitalize on that anger within the party, but they need to redirect it on issues like healthcare, like infrastructure. And, right now they're hearing, investigations. They're hearing, we need to, talk to people that have attorneys for the president. They're not going to come down and divulge information. It's just not going to happen. I mean, legally, it's not even plausible to, happen. We have laws. Unless Congress wants to work and change those laws, which they haven't shown nothing that they wanted to do with any of that. So you have people that are trying to do this, but the DNC, headquarters DNC, is sending out talking points about Russia, about what to say about the president and all the negative campaigning. And they're not running on issues. And that's going to lose them the election. It's going to be really hard for them to beat President Trump in any event because the economy is rolling along and he may not be Mr. Popularity to half the country. But you know what? When it comes time to vote and they're seeing that they're making money, their jobs, the wages are going up, it's a really hard thing to vote against.
Yeah, when they realize the big lie, hopefully it's not going to be too late for the country. Hey, one other thing here on this, on the border and the whole thing is you mentioned that the Sierra Club has a coalition of communities and they are bringing lawsuits to halt the border construction.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about the phoniest organization behind, don't build the wall and keep the immigration flowing.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at
seen all the trash and the rape streets.
Exactly, and this is what they don't recognize, that that there are consequences with people crossing the border illegally and going across regions where they may have butterflies they want to save, or lizards, or whatever the animal of the week is that they want to save. These people are going by there and they all have to use the restroom, and there's no restrooms out there, so they're doing the amount of environmental damage. Walking across maybe endangered plants out there, they're squashing them and killing them because they don't have any care in the world about what they're doing. They leave, like you said, they leave the trash, the paper, the plastic, And it's, for the people who say they're the party of environmentalism, they ought to be really concerned about this and say, look, exactly. And, you've got 17 other states that are, trying to like sign on to this lawsuit. And it's like, it's got to be, I mean, I guess they take us for fools. They think that Americans are going to say, hey, it's climate change, so we need to make sure that we don't build a border wall. I just think that, it's going to come down, and we got 18 months to go to the election. They're going to continue to do these silly things. Voters are going to continue going and dropping their kids off at school, going to soccer games, dismissing what's on mainstream media. And when it comes time to vote, the polling won't be correct like it was last time, and the president will win again because people they see this as complete nonsense. And I just want to say one thing about California, especially, is we sit here in one of the most probably environmentally friendly counties in the state, in San Diego. And an example, they're going to be putting roundabouts on Coast Highway here in San Diego, roundabouts. And then, they changed the parking. It's not only going to create traffic, people don't know how to use roundabouts here, but it's going to create pollution because we're going to be on the road longer. So I don't even know if these people get the fact that if you're in your car longer, you're going to have a larger footprint. So, these are the silly things that they think that they're coming out and they're going to be environmentally friendly on all of this, and it's going to have the absolute opposite effect.
I always remember we go back to the law and Sierra Club and do things that the government does. I guess years ago they built this giant antenna in Arizona, that's going to track asteroids or whatever.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was built on the top of an anthill, and the government decided they had to move it, right?
Yeah.
And finally, I think the wiser people said, look, the ants will know that they can't get out of their original entrance, and they'll make a new one. Don't worry about it. But, sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, I guess, these government people just don't know what's going on and what's happening.
Yeah.
It was